It almost seems comical to opine about opinions, but that's where we are, as I grow increasingly reminded of the labels which society imparts on us and how eager we are to accept those labels into our personhood. Here's the thing. Art is subjective. Beauty is internally defined with some respect to both individual circumstance and cultural exposure. It is impossible to objectively identify good art. And even if it were possible, it's hilariously unlikely that your or my personal preferences would align with such objectivity. When one of us says that art is good or bad or makes any kind of judgment with regards to its quality, it could only ever be opinion. It is impossible to substantiate with proof by nature of art's properties. This becomes more complicated, however, where brands and social identity are involved. We unfortunately don't treat art as a singular construct of ideas and themes, but instead as a piece of us. We project ourselves upon it, it projects itself onto us, and this is doubly dangerous in the case of brands. Branded art, unlike singular art, is a catastrophic symbol of corporate overreach. It is a media company's attempt to instill its temporary iconography into your permanent consciousness. Branded art is not simply a thing to contemplate, appreciate, and admire. It is an immutable black mark upon our collective awareness. We are meant to carry branded art with us everywhere, compare it to other branded art rigorously, and seek like-minded branded individuals, all in pursuit of social validation. This not only destroys and objectifies art as a concept, but likewise objectifies you and your entire identity. Now there is little need to connect with a fellow human being about the actual contents of artistic media, when we can simply bond over the superficial imagery and the social cues it imparts. This person is also a fan of this art. I can tell by the image upon their shirt, so they are therefore safe to socialize with. Such reasoning is absolute unrestrained madness, fueled by desperate monetization tactics. Brands have existed as long as we were able to produce them, but that is no excuse to ignore their impact on us. When we are defined by the brands we consume, something as innocuous as a subjective opinion on a subjective work of artistry suddenly becomes dire. We begin to ask ourselves insane questions like, what is wrong with me? How come I like this thing people think is bad? I must be stupid. Or, what is wrong with that guy? How could he possibly think a thing I hate is good? He must be stupid, as well as all variations thereof. And from those initial questions and assertions, we begin to draw tribal lines over something as ultimately inconsequential as personal taste. And drawing attention to the matter usually tends to enrage tempers, not tame them. There is a way around this pitfall if one is determined not to engage in slap fights over the validity of their brand loyalty. That is to say, one can simply accept their circumstances. You are not a worse person for having opinions. No one is, no matter how many vain voices insist the contrary. And whatever discomfort you experience in being yourself, it will at least bring you people who love your whole person, instead of just a branded shell.